Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of the Sigma X56mm last Friday, and today's video is so super exciting. So I'm going to be sitting down and chatting to you guys about why I got a brand new XT3 to complete my Fujifilm photography kit. You might be thinking, Ikra, why on earth would you get a camera that was released back in 2018, pre-pandemic, when you've already got an XT4, which is a newer version of this camera, right? And there's also just been a brand new camera released, the X-H2S. I first got my Fujifilm XT4 this time last year, June 2021, and I was so incredibly excited because all I had known my whole life when it came to actually taking photos seriously is Canon, and it was crop sensor Canon. And I'm gonna be honest, I was shooting in AV mode. I was not very competent with knowing my camera manually at all. Even though I had done like camera courses, I'd watched a lot of videos, I still didn't feel comfortable or confident at all being in a situation where I could actually control the camera completely myself. And I think at the time I was like, well, it's fine, like this is working, it's fine, it's whatever. But then my cousin got, he also had a similar camera to mine, and he upgraded to a Fujifilm, I think X Pro 3. I'm sorry Hassan if that's wrong. I'll leave his at here by the way if you want to follow him. He's an amazing photographer. I use a lot of street photography. He's also got a YouTube channel, so I'll link that down below as well. But anyway, he got a Fujifilm camera, and I was like really intrigued. I was like, how come you switched to Fujifilm? What's that about? And then he showed me his camera, and just the look of Fujifilm cameras, you guys, it's just so classic and it's so nostalgic. You know, you've got the old school dials, and the thing is you can actually use these dials as you are shooting. And what I will say with, in terms of my XT4 in the last year is I have become such a better photographer for actually being able to fully understand how a camera works and adjust the aperture, the ISO, the shutter speed according to the situation. And each and every single time that I go out and shoot, whether it's for leisure or for a client, I can see my skills improving each time, which is amazing. And that's only because I've got Fujifilm. For the first couple of months, I was using my XT4 on my right side on my dual camera strap, and then I was using my Canon 80D on my left side. And it was okay. I was definitely favoring the XT4 a lot more. But then after like a couple of sessions with doing the setup, I found that I actually was literally just having the Canon on this side for a backup in case for whatever reason my Fujifilm froze up or whatever, and then I had to use it. But I was genuinely finding that I was not enjoying taking photos with the Canon at all, because it's very hard, as you can imagine, to be out shooting an event or even a photo shoot or whatever, and you're used to the buttons and you're used to the dials of your camera, and then suddenly you're switching to a completely different system, a completely different brand. And I was even at one point trying, and this was not for a client work, I was even at one point trying to like do the manual controls that I learned so well with Fuji on my Canon, and it was not working. And the other thing is, the Canon is a lot heavier. I'm using it right now to film. I'm not going to get rid of my 80D because it's great for filming, and I do still, you know, produce content on here, I produce content on my other channel. So yeah, I'm not going to get rid of it. But in terms of holding it and lugging it around, after like getting used to the form factor of a Fujifilm camera, I was not enjoying that at all. So I realised, like, that's it, I need to start like putting literally 40% of everything that I make from photography into a separate pot of Monzo, and then saving up for this camera. And then I was genuinely really sure that I was going to go for another XT4 because of a similar reason, that like the buttons are exactly the same, it's the exact same camera. And I do a lot of searching on YouTube of like Fujifilm wedding photographers kits and that sort of thing. And I would say the majority of people do either choose two XT3s or two XT4s, probably because of that reason. And a lot of people prefer the XT4 for the reason that they don't have to keep swapping their batteries out. However, a lot of people who are still shooting with XT3s in 2022, one of the best being the GOAT, which is during branch photography, right? They love this camera, they swear by this camera, and especially they love the articulating screen. And I've actually done an unboxing. It wasn't a technical one at all, there was no overhead shots at all. That will be up next week. But yeah, this screen is just gorgeous. Like, I cannot wait to be using this today. Like, I guess now that I have got my second body, I am fully invested in this. I love the Fujifilm system, honestly. I have used the X-T4 for a year. And obviously the X-T4 is more expensive, even though now we've got a new body, the flagship camera, the X-H2S, I believe. And even though that's now come out, the XT4 should come down a little bit. So that I was really in two minds as to like, do I go XT3 or XT4? I was very sure I was going to get the XT4. But then I started watching videos about people buying the XT3 in 2022, and I realised that actually in terms of the firmware and the internals between the XT4 and the XT3, there's not a huge difference, but you are saving minimum £400 by going for the XT3. So that's what I did. I ended up going for this, and I had money left over because I was planning to spend about £1,200, and I ended up getting myself a battery grip for the XT3 and a battery grip for the XT4. So I essentially have the ultimate duo with me now, especially for those long wedding days. For a 8-hour, 10-hour, sometimes 12-hour day, having the camera with battery grip on the bottom is going to be amazing. I'm going to show you guys next week the 2 battery grips that I've got, and, you know, tried them out for the first time. Really, really excited to do that. But yeah, that is pretty much the reason why I got the XT3. I don't think that the ability of this camera is any less just because there are now better cameras out there. Now, did I think about the XH2S? Absolutely. Like, the autofocus on that looks super, super impressive. It unfortunately has the same sort of pull-out screen because that's definitely more of a hybrid camera, just like the XT4 kind of is. Really, for me, it was like, do I continue saving up? And at the moment, my budget was like around £1,200. And do I save up £2,500 and then get my second body? Or do I buy a camera that is, okay, yeah, it's 4 years old at this point, but it's tried and tested. It's so many of the photographers that I look up to have used this consistently in their business day to day to earn a really decent living. And if they can do it, why can't I? With the practice, with the work, putting the work in, understanding, and continuously learning and continuously educating myself. I love it because I don't feel exhausted at the end of the day because I've not been lugging around these super, super heavy cameras. I feel like they're not giving me any back pains, any back problems. They're lightweight enough, but they get gorgeous results. Like, honestly, sometimes when I'm looking through the camera and taking the photo, I'm like, oh, I don't know about this because it looks so dark on the screen. And even when I put it up on my laptop, and then I do a little bit of Lightroom editing, Lightroom magic, and the Fuji colors shine through, and I'm just like, phew. Fujifilm came through again for me. I love the price of the XT3, and I don't think that the technology in here is, you know, depreciated just because there are better technologies out there within the same system. So for the price version and the value for money is just brilliant. Like, the fact that I got this for less than £900, well, it was slightly more with the VAT and etc, but less than £1,000 I got this camera. And yeah, I'm expecting this to be a workhorse for me with the XT4 for at least the next 3 years. I don't see myself upgrading, and then I feel like I hope that I will run these cameras into the ground, and then we'll see where my business is at. You guys will hopefully be here to witness that. If I'm continuing on and I'm making good money from it, then I might invest in the XHS2s at that point, you know, or however you say it. But I don't believe that I need the latest and greatest to do a good job. And also, I love the screen. For me, it was the screen. Between the XT3 and the XT4, it was the screen that really pulled me to it. I love this, and I just think it's going to be so handy when it comes to actually like event photography and you're taking photos of different angles and things like that. It's really going to push me out of my, you know, normal creativeness and push me out of my box to think differently and to use my cameras differently. And I finally get to have full accessibility to my lenses. I don't have to continuously change them all the time, which is honestly so irritating. I love the idea of having 2 focal lengths at all times so I can get the same moment or similar moment but through different viewpoints, because like a picture taken with a 90mm is completely different to a picture taken with a 16mm, obviously. And yeah, the more I've learned photography in the last year, the more I've enhanced my skills, the more I've push myself to understand and educate and practice and practice and practice, the more I just believe that buying the XT3 in 2022 is still a brilliant idea for professional work. Again, you just have to be very, very clear that that's the kind of realm you're wanting to go into in terms of colours and style of photography, because yeah, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can't expect to be getting the exact same results as someone who's shooting a full frame Nikon or full frame Canon. But that doesn't mean that your results are any worse at all. If anything, they are more charming and more beautiful in my opinion. But yeah, it is definitely it's an acquired taste, and it's like a very personal thing. Like, as a photographer, you want your tools to A, work well, B, provide consistency and allow you to deliver results that your clients love, and C, like deliver work that you are really proud of and that you would have up in your own home, you know, like printed out. And for me, Fujifilm ticks all those boxes, and it's not ridiculously expensive as well. Yeah, I just think for me, I'm loving it. I'm loving being a Fuji shooter, and some of the best photographers I've ever seen shoot on Fuji. So yeah, those are my reasons for why I got an XT3 in 2022 for professional work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. I'm uploading videos on this channel every single Friday. I'm still a tiny little channel. I literally have, I think at the time of filming this, I'm going to have a quick check, 46 subscribers. Wow. So if you would like to be in my first 100 subscribers, that would be awesome. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon in my next week's video, which is where I am going to be unboxing this baby, and then the week after that I'm going to be talking about my battery grips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!